Hey, what's up, boys and girls? This is Patty Stash again. I'm in my car driving. What else is new? I wanted to comment on my previous post. I posted a screenshot of a breakdown of things that like Milton Friedman said. So I think about I enjoy making videos more so than I do typing posts because honestly, my engagement is crap. And my engagement is only good for certain projects that I talk about because they have a large target audience that engage with my messages. So I'll post stuff and it goes completely overlooked, and that's completely fine. But I'm not going to stop producing what I consider quality content that's educational. So what I wanted to talk about is the word inflation. What is inflation? Inflation. Okay, so let me go back a little bit. In that message, I talk about a guy named Milton Friedman. Look him up. The guy won the Nobel Prize for, economics. He is an absolute genius. He's one of maybe 3 or 4 people that are considered like the godfathers of economics. However, he, to me, is most relevant because he was born in, 1915. He died about 19 years ago. But his words were seen as gospel when it comes to this kind of thing. And the one thing you hear him talk about all the time is what causes inflation. So the last administration started saying this causes inflation, this causes inflation, that causes inflation. That is a load of fucking bullshit. Inflation comes from the printing of money. That is it. 50 years ago, when new money was created by the Fed, it was backed by gold. $1 had $1 in reserves of gold, so that for every new dollar printed, there was a tangible asset backing that dollar, giving it value. And then again, I've talked about this before. In the 70s, they did away with what's called the gold standard, which basically means gold no longer backs every dollar. And now what that led to was the availability of people to start buying on credit. Credit is money that you don't have, that you borrow with the intention of paying back. The problem is, for the first 10, 20, 30 years, everything was working out okay. But then what happened is you started getting people who became lazy. They started spending too much money they didn't have that was borrowed on debt and then stopped paying it back, which leads to defaults and differences in the balance books of, hey, we lent you 30 grand. You're not paying us back. We have a $30,000 deficit because you didn't want to pay us. So what the government does, what the credit card companies and all these companies do is they sell that debt to a different agency for pennies on the dollar, essentially, and then they get money from the government as a write-off. This is stuff that I know because I actually worked in debt settlement and I understand the concept of debt. So now, Milton Friedman says, inflation comes from the printing of new money. When there's no backing of gold, new money being printed is nothing more than paper that we give value to. The dollar is trash. There's nothing to give the dollar value anymore. And with what went on in the last however many years, government spending has exponentially increased. So up until about 2010, we'll say, there's always been dilution or there's always been inflation, but the levels of inflation weren't that bad until 2019 to 2024 when the pandemic was going on, when the United States was literally printing billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars to donate to the Ukraine. That is what led to inflation. Tariffs do not lead to inflation. And the thing that I posted actually says, when Milton Friedman talks about it, he says it's the policies that people believe lead to inflation, but it's not the policies. It's the ability for a company or a country I should say, to print their own money so that surplus money continues to come into the market when it has no fucking value because there's nothing backing it. So for years and years, people were using credit. It built up the infrastructure of the United States. Then we got to a point where people became lazy. They started defaulting. That's why in 2004 and 2005, when the mortgage crisis hit, everybody was fucking defaulting on their loans because they had 5 or 6 different homes that they couldn't afford. And then they all fucking screwed everything up for everyone else. Then what happened? The government bailed everybody out, all the banks. Those banks took that money and used it for vacations instead of toward the fucking company. So the whole point I'm trying to make is everybody right now is talking about tariffs, saying that they're causing inflation, don't have a fucking clue about what they're talking about because it's not true. And as I said again, Milton Friedman actually said that the idea of tariffs could lead to anti-inflation or deflationary scenarios happening. So printing money leads to inflation. Tariffs do not. It may seem like because of these short-term changes with, prices going up or down, it means inflation, but it doesn't actually mean inflation. Inflation only comes from printing new money. And the only reason they print new money is because of excessive government spending, because of giving fucking billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine so that Ukraine can take that fucking money and those weapons and resell it to other people so that the American taxpayers get fucked. And there's no reason for us to send another dollar to Ukraine. I hope that they don't send another fucking dollar to Ukraine. But the point is, tariffs do not cause inflation. Regardless of what you want to think and what you want to believe and what all these Democratic politicians are saying, it's nothing more than an attack on Donald Trump. And it's like, because so many people are on the fucking internet, everybody knows everything, but nobody has a fucking clue about what inflation is or what tariffs do. So they see everybody else talking about it, just like the shit with fucking Tesla is unfucking heard of. The people that were buying Teslas were the Democrats because they're all about the fucking saving the planet, right? But they don't talk about how fucking cobalt and all this shit that's being mined over in Africa is fucking destroying the fucking planet because it's out of sight, out of mind. These people have this bullshit facade. It's all a fucking act. They act like they're fucking better than everybody. They lie about everything to try to get their fucking point across. And it's driving me fucking crazy because it's like, your words and feelings supersede reality? No, that's not how life works. So anyway, the whole point of this is like the shit with the tariffs. Watch how it works out in the end and watch how all these people that are trying to throw Trump under the bus now are fucking wrong. And the reason that I say what I say, my logic is thinking as the United States is by far, my hand's shaking right now because I'm trying to hold this button down. By far, America is the most powerful nation in the world. There are other up-and-coming nations, yes, but Trump is going to use the leverage of the United States and its ability to have global trade with all these other countries to flex up against them so that after 6 months or so, after a certain period of time, these tariffs will start to wear down the little guy, forcing the little guy to bow down to the big guy. And I really believe that's what Trump is doing. He's playing, again, 4D chess. He's willing to accept a little collateral damage up front to make things in the back end play out and win. And it's like these two different administrations are polar opposites. Like Biden did everything that you could do to fuck a nation up. And Trump is actually doing the things that, in my opinion, make it better, but it's hurting people's feelings. But I always say, fuck your feelings. I'd rather people's feelings get hurt and the world is a better place than acting like feelings supersede everything else, trying to put people in positions that don't deserve them, trying to fucking hire people because of XYZ reason when they're not qualified for the position, which is what we've been seeing for the last few years now, and everything was fucking falling apart because all these people that were hired for these jobs suck. And because they sucked, they fucked it up. And everything's falling apart because of it. And now it's all on fucking Trump's lap. He's trying to fix it. So far, fucking eggs. Eggs are down. Fucking eggs are down. Great. Gas is down. The things that you want to see are improving. The border, it's being secured. All of this shit is a positive, but everybody fucking hates Trump. All the people in crypto right now fucking hate Trump. They're blaming him because they're just having this short-term mindset of what's happening right in front of them, not what he's doing and why he's doing it and what it will eventually lead to. Patty out.